Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Please have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Ji, introduce yourself, please.
Thank you, sir. My name is Hanan Hamid. I was born and raised in Lahore. I did my FSC from GCU Lahore from 2012 to 2014. And after that, I graduated from UET Lahore as a mechanical engineer in 2018. Following that, I appeared in CSS 2019 and 2020. And I appeared following my graduation. I appeared in CSS 2019 and 2020, but unfortunately could not get an allocation. These days, I am doing a business and simultaneously preparing for my competitive exams. My career has helped me to enhance my skills like problem solving, teamwork, time management, and early adaptation. In my free time, I like to play cricket, play football, and I like to spend my time with my friends and my family. And lastly, I am passionate to continue my family legacy by pursuing a career in civil service.
Okay. Why you want to quit the business and you want to enter in the job?
Sir, I am not quitting the business because it is more related to a phone related business. I work there as a middleman, and I have arranged. I have to arrange the material on phone call, and I have to visit once monthly to for the closing of my business transaction being carried out in the month.
Do you know that government servant cannot do the business? It is considered conflict of interest.
Sir, I do not think so that it is a conflict of interest because it has to do nothing with with my government job. Because in the contemporary era, we have seen that there is so much competition that one cannot solely rely on one source of income to meet his or her expenses. So I will be able to manage my expenses, and I will say that it will save me from corruption or indulging in illegal activities while doing my job, and I'll be more focused on my job as well.
Okay. Uh, in Pakistan, how much volume of e-commerce is going on currently?
Sorry, sir, I have not read on that.
So your profession or related to the business is also going to be considered a part of the e-commerce.
So e-commerce is basically using internet-based marketing, but it is not related to my business because I am more indulged with the feed-related, poultry feed-related marketing.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You're going to monitor through the phone. Okay. Okay. Why you want to join the civil services?
So there are three reasons which I will quote. First is the obviously the job security. Then second is my continuing by my family legacy, and third one is feeling more empowered and to enhance
What
my
do you
influence
understand
in
that?
my
What was the
society
reason
as a mean
not
of
to allocate
social
in the civil
recognition. Sir, I must admit my mistake because I was not having a proper guidance when I was preparing for the exams. I was more utilizing the ready-made books and sources which are mostly available in the market. So I was lacking in the reading exposure, which must be which was on my side that I was lagging because when I saw the DMC, I was around six. My marks were 608, so that were not ample to get me an allocation, and whereas my interview numbers were on average.
Okay, good. So, do you think that Pakistan's economic problems are related with the inherited concern, particularly colonial inherited?
Sir, in the start, we have seen that they were inherited problems, but we have seen a boom cycle after the 1950s decade and following the era that our economy has had an average of around 5 to 7% growth annually. But later on, the things got changed that we have not developed our industrial sector. When we see the components of our industrial sectors, we see that industry is contributing less as compared to the services and the agriculture sector. But when we see our neighbors like India and Bangladesh, their industrial sector is somewhere between midway between agriculture and the services sector. We did not follow we did not follow a transition from agrarian to industrial and then towards service sector, we jumped directly towards the service structure. So it is more related to structural problems that our economy got troubled.
And how much the service sector is going to participate in our GDP?
So it's around 55%.
55%. And what about the agriculture?
So it's around 23%.
So do you think that it's a good enough service structure contribution in the GDP?
Sir, I think that I think that it is a good contribution. Above 50% is already good, but our industrial sector must be boosted to cater the labor incentives, to cater the more labor related, because we have seen that our 60% of population is youth. It must be integrated in the industrial sector to get the benefits from that sector.
What was the reason behind it? After 1990s, we were failed to maintain our economic progress.
So there are two things which I must say that we must learn from the Indian side of the economy, that India was lagging far behind when we see our economic progress in the 90s or early 1990s. That but they enhanced their economic progress by introducing a protectionist policy, and after that the policy continuation, which we have seen that it is lagging in our state of economy. And thirdly, we can also say that we are mostly indulge into a consumer-oriented economic progress. That whenever we see our economic growth, our imports boost exponentially, whereas our exports do not cater that gap, and uh, we have to take loan from the IMF and other lending agencies.
Okay. So, what's the contribution of the Bretton Woods institutes in our economy?
So Bretton Woods system is basically contributing in our economy with in the form of loans from World Bank and IMF, the major donor agencies. IMF is providing structural adjustment programs to facilitate our economic progress and economic prosperity, whereas World Bank is contributing more into development related projects. Infrastructure related projects are being financed by the World Bank.
Okay. Who is going to head nowadays a World Bank?
Sir, it's American. I read the name, but I forgot.
So, वर्ल्ड बैंक और IMF के प्रोजेक्ट्स में जो वेरिएशन है वो क्या है? How the IMF is going to work and as well as the World Bank is going to work?
Sir, to my knowledge is that IMF is more related to the monetary policy related reforms or structural reforms in the sector, whereas World Bank is more related to the infrastructure projects, and it provide a loan to the country in the form of to meet the cost of that infrastructure project.
What is the difference between budget deficit and the fiscal deficit?
So budget deficit basically an overall deficit which includes fiscal deficit, trade imbalance, and the overall including the remittance that we are going to face after in a year. Whereas fiscal deficit is only in terms of expenditures and revenues.
करंटली हमारे बजट का वॉल्यूम कितना था?
Sir, it's around 9.5 trillion rupees.
ओके, सीजफायर लाइन और LOC में क्या फर्क है?
Sir, I guess so. These are the same because ceasefire line is going to be indulged with the ceasefire agreement we signed with India. And it is going to respect the LOC as a ceasefire line, that no violation from to be done by both sides.
When mutually agreed to call the ceasefire line as LOC?
Sir, I guess I am not sure. I guess it was in 1972 Simla Accord.
Okay. Okay, which mountain range is called the roof of the world?
Sir, it is Himalayas.
Himalaya start from which country?
Sir, I guess from Bhutan.
Sure.
Yes, I guess so. To my knowledge, it's Bhutan.
Okay, how many countries are going to share Himalaya?
Sir, Bhutan, India, Nepal, and Pakistan, and a part of China can be considered.
Which part of Himalaya is going to lie in the Pakistan?
Sir, the northeastern side, when we see the Kashmir or Lesser Himalayas or Galiyat are in the outer Himalayas.
Okay. Uh, any three major mountains range in the world? उनका कोई नाम बताएं जरा ऑर्डर में.
Order in what sense, sir?
Heights, mountain range height,
Ranges?
the length of the range.
Sir, respective mountains or mountain
The
ranges?
mountain ranges.
Sir, Himalayas, Karakoram, and Hindu Kush are among the top three.
ज्वाइनिंग पॉइंट ऑफ हिमालय और हिंदू कुश कराकरम और हिंदू कुश का कौन सा है?
Sir, I guess it's Pamir Plateau
पामीर प्लेटियो.
in the Chitral Valley.
Okay. How many rivers are started from the Tibet Plateau and that are going to flow inside the subcontinent?
Sir, to my knowledge, there are two: the Indus River and the Satluj River. They are going to originate from the Tibetan Plateau and they are flowing into the Pakistan region.
Okay, what about the rivers which are going to flow towards India and Bangladesh?
Sir, I am not sure. I guess Brahmaputra might be there, but I am not sure.
सेवन सिस्टर स्टेट्स कौन सी हैं इंडिया की?
So they are the northeastern states of India, which we have seen that there is a separatist ideology or mindset prevailing in that area. It is the region from the north and east side of the Bangladesh, and the region it is called as Chicken Neck in India.
What's the abbreviation of the BIMSTEC?
Bay of Bengal Initiative for multi-structural and sectoral and sir, I'm missing the two terms and initiative is the last.
Okay. During the Soviet-Afghan War, who was the president of Afghanistan that was supported by the Soviet Union?
Sir, supported by the Soviet Union, it was Babrak Kamal, which was introduced as.
After the Bibra Karmal.
Sir, I'm not read on that.
तालिबान और मुजाहिदीन में क्या फर्क है? Whenever we are going to see the strategy of Pakistan as a frontline state.
So Mujahideen were basically the freedom fighters which indulged in the Soviet-Afghan war, and we have seen that they graduated from even seminaries from Pakistan and they were supported by Pakistan. But the Taliban are basically a new phenomena that they were created to separate themselves from being called as Mujahideen, and they claimed themselves as a government or sir, I'm not getting the right word, as a respective government or legitimate government in the region, in the Afghanistan.
डिविडेंड लाइन कब साइन हुई लास्ट टाइम?
Sir, 1992 and 1993, somewhere in between that, in Benazir era.
Versus in Afghanistan, which government was over there?
Sir, I'm unsure because it was before the Taliban, because 1996.
Who is the president of Afghanistan nowadays?
Sir, it is the Taliban region. It is a Talibani leader, and his name ends with Akhundzada, something like that. I am not sure.
Who get the edge and benefit after the withdrawal of the US, particularly in Afghanistan?
So the Taliban's ultimately, because they are now able to lead the government in Afghanistan.
And in the region, which country is going to get the beneficiary?
Sir, it is Pakistan, because it is termed as a strategic depth that we have gained on our western border.
So, how you can justify the Cold Star Doctrine is going to be defeated by the strategic depth doctrine of Pakistan?
So, Gold Star Doctrine was initiated by India that it introduced the heavy artillery movement from the other border regions to the western side of its border that is bordering with Pakistan. So by gaining a strategic depth, we have secured our western side border that there is not much threat. So Pakistan can cater that, inform and deploy the respective army deployments or troops in the eastern border to cater that.
ब्रास ट्रैक एक्सरसाइज का पता है आपको? ऑपरेशन ब्लू स्टार.
Yes, sir. It was in 1984. It was in Golden Temple of Amritsar that Bhindranwala was killed.
Who was going to lead Khalsa movement?
Sir, what I have read, it was some name, and his name end with Bhindranwala. It was he was a jathedar of Khalistan movement.
Okay. रंजीत सिंह का पीरियड कौन सा था?
Sir, I am unable to recall the exact period.
लास्ट 3 मुगल किंग के नाम बताएंगे?
सर लास्ट 3 नहीं, लास्ट आखिरी वाले का नाम पता है, बहादुर शाह जफर 2.
ओके, बहादुर शाह जफर की कोई गजल याद है आपको? बहादुर शाह जफर वाज एक्साइल्ड इन व्हिच कंट्री?
सर आई गेस इट वाज बर्मा.
बर्मा. कब उनकी डेथ हुई है? ओके, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी was two companies related to the two different European countries. एक तो ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी थी, दूसरी ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी किस कंट्री की थी?
सर आई गेस इट वाज फ्रेंच ईस्ट इंडियन कंपनी. आई एम नॉट श्योर, आई थिंक सो.
So, what do you know about Diego Garcia?
Sir, it is a military base of US in the Indian Ocean. It is lying somewhere between. It is lying near Maldives. It was ceded by British to the US.
Near Maldives? Sure.
Sir, I think so. It is near Maldives or maybe Mauritius. I am confusing because it is. I am confusing it with the Reunion port of French. These two are in the southern Indian Ocean.
Okay. Indian Ocean में कौन-कौन से कंट्रीज हैं जिन्होंने हेजेमोनिक रूल बनाया हुआ है?
Sir, hegemonic in terms of
Hegemonic. Ocean politics is going to be hijacked by those countries.
Sir, obviously India is indulged, Australia is indulged, US is indulged, and France.
And fifth one?
Sir, it can be China, but so far we have not seen any military base in the region.
So far not China, but near to the China country that is going to be hold. Yes. Okay. सी पैरेसी सबसे ज्यादा किस ओशन में होती है?
Sir, I guess it is in Indian Ocean. The Somali Kazakhs are famous.
नॉर्थ कोरिया और साउथ कोरिया की बाउंड्री लाइन को क्या कहते हैं?
Yet parallel, sir, it is around 3 to 4 kilometers wide and 250 kilometers wide, long.
Okay, अमेरिका और कनाडा के बाउंड्री लाइन को क्या कहते हैं?
Sir, I'm confusing, but I think 49th parallel.
When USA purchased Alaska from Soviet Union?
Sir, I think it was in 1764, I guess. I'm not sure, but I think so.
If we are going to analyze the nationalism of the Russia, what are the major loopholes in their nationalistic approach?
Sir, their nationalist, I'm not well read on that. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Russia-Ukraine war कब start हुई है?
Sir, in February 2022, the previous year.
Yeah, who is the president of the Ukraine?
Sir, I think I have to recall. I have read, but I'm Zelensky.
Before president, becoming president, what was his profession?
Sir, I think from showbiz industry, I am not sure. I think so.
ओके, इंडिया के अंदर भी एक वजीर आला बने हैं जिनका इसी प्रोफेशन के साथ ताल्लुक था, वो कौन है?
Sorry, sir. I'm not aware on that.
ओके, हैव यू read about the Aam Aadmi Party?
Yes, sir.
What's the resemblance in between Aam Aadmi Party and the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf?
Sir, they both indulged in an anti-corruption movement in their respective regions or countries.
Any other?
No, sir.
ओके, पाकिस्तान के किस कंट्री के साथ इकोनॉमिक डिफेंस टाइज है?
Sir, I think Saudi Arab.
ग्रेट। मिडिल ईस्ट ईस्टर्न टेरिटरी किन दो कॉन्टिनेंट पे मुश्तमिल है?
Africa and Asia.
नॉर्थ अफ्रीकन मिडिल ईस्टर्न कंट्रीज कौन कौन से हैं?
Algeria, Morocco, and Egypt is also in northern side.
Which northern side?
No, it is in northeastern side. It is bordering with Israel.
ओके, इब्राहिम अकॉर्ड क्या है? इब्राहिम अकॉर्ड।
Sir, I have not much knowledge on that, but it was more related to Israel-Palestinian conflict. I am unsure about the exact details.
ओस्लो अकॉर्ड कब हुआ था?
I guess in 1990s, I guess so.
What is the strategy of the Hamas that is going to be different from the PLO?
Sir, Hamas is basically the claimant of the legitimate government, and Yasser Arafat, its former leader, I guess, he is claiming to be the Palestinian president. Whereas,
Yasser Arafat belong to the Hamas or PLO?
sir, I guess it was Hamas.
Hamas. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Being an energy minister, how you can solve the energy crisis of Pakistan?
Sir, there must be different multifaceted or multi-pronged strategy which must be inculcated to solve the problems. First is to lower the demand of the energy that we have to conserve. The energy, as a nation, we have seen that we are the wasters of resources. We do not pay heed to switch off the lights when we go out of a room. So first we have to engage awareness campaign in that regard, and after that there are the line losses and the circular debt which has gathered over time. So we have to properly manage on the management side of the government, and apart from that we have also to enhance or the resources we have to meet the shortfall of the energy sector, to lower also we have to focus on lowering the tariffs for the end consumers as well as the industrial sectors.
कंट्रोल डेमोक्रेसी का क्या मतलब होता है?
सर, कंट्रोल डेमोक्रेसी बेसिकली उसमें ये होता है कि कोई भी जो है कोई इंस्टीट्यूशंस जो हैं उनकी इन्वॉल्वमेंट होती है. जैसे अगर हम पाकिस्तान के केस में देखें, जुडिशरी है, मिलिट्री इस्टेब्लिशमेंट है, और मतलब ब्यूरोक्रेसी के भी मतलब होते हैं, बाज़ औक़ात इनके इंटरेस्ट होते हैं, तो जिसकी वजह से फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शन नहीं होते, या ये जो असेंबलीज और जो लेजिस्लेचर के मामला होते हैं उसमें इंटेलिजेंस होती है फ्रिक्वेंटली.
सीपैक के ऊपर कितने इकोनॉमिक जोन बनाए गए हैं?
Sir, there are 9 in total, 4 in the provinces, 1 in Fata region, 1 in Gilgit-Baltistan, 1 in Azad Kashmir, and 2 federally controlled, 1 in Islamabad and 1 is in Port Qasim.
Okay. How many trade points with Afghanistan?
Sir, currently there are 2. Torkham and the other one is in Balochistan. I guess no sir, it's not Tafna. I am forgetting the name. Quetta spin bowler, I guess. So it's I am not recalling the exact name of that.
अफगानिस्तान के कितने प्रोविंसेस हैं, especially which are over the border with Pakistan?
Sir, I cannot recall them exactly. I guess it's above 30. They are around 34 provinces.
Total. And with Pakistan, जिनकी बाउंड्री शेयर होती है?
सर नंगरहार का और जाबुल का मुझे पता है मोस्टली, बाकी
तालिबान किस प्रोविंस से मर्ज हुए थे?
सर आई एम अनश्योर.
Containment of China by the USA and containment of USA by the China, इसके अंदर पाकिस्तान का रोल क्या है?
सर पाकिस्तान का मेजर ज़्यादा हम अगर टिल्ट देखा जाए तो प्रो चाइनीज़ है, और इस केस में हम जो कंटेनमेंट ऑफ चाइना है उसके लिए पाकिस्तान सीपेक की फॉर्म में उसको एक ऑल्टरनेट रूट दे रहा है कि अगर स्ट्रेट ऑफ मलाका अगर ब्लॉकेड होती है तो जो उसका ट्रेड है और जो उसके इंपोर्ट्स, जो एनर्जी इंपोर्ट्स हैं, वो ना डैमेज हो सकें. और कंटेनमेंट ऑफ यूएस की फॉर्म में सर उसमें अगर यही आ सकता है कि पाकिस्तान नेवी बिल्डअप कर रहा है और आर्म्स आर्मी के साथ और रशिया के साथ इंगेज हो रहा है.
फिलिपाइन किस मुल्क की कॉलोनी रहा है?
Sir, can I take a guess? I guess France. I am not sure. I guess it was France.
और चाइना की कॉलोनी कौन रहा है?
Mongolia.
श्योर, थैंक यू. एक तो आपके जो क्वेश्चन हैं जो आपको श्योर होते हैं वो तो चलो ठीक है, और उनको भी आप बहुत शॉर्ट कर ले रहे हो. थोड़ा सा एक दो सेंटेंस आप ऐड करो. जान छुड़ाने वाला अंदाज नहीं होना चाहिए. दूसरी बात ये है कि जिसमें आप श्योर नहीं हैं तो उन पे आप सॉरी करें, एक्सक्यूज़ करें, रादर देन कि आप गलत गैस करें. ठीक है. जैसे आपने कहा जी हिमालय स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द भूटान, एक्चुअली हिमालय स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द म्यांमार. ठीक है. इसी तरह दो तीन क्वेश्चन और भी आपने वो किए. तो ये बात हम बहुत अरसे से लगे कर रहे हैं कि भाई हमें इंटरव्यू में जो चीज़ें इंगेज करनी हैं वो किस तरह से रिलेट करनी है, किस तरह से इंगेज करनी है. और उसमें जो पहली चीज़ आती है वो कि अगर आप एक्यूरेट वे से बैठे हो तो डेफिनेटली आपका एक्यूरेसी में आंसर एक्यूरेट है, तो आप एक्यूरेसी में ठीक हो तो यू शुड बी श्योर, और आप उसको थोड़ा सा एलेबोरेट करो. अनटिल के पैनल आपको जो है वो रोकता नहीं है या क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग नहीं कर रहा, अच्छा फिर आप अपने आंसर से ही अगले को मौका दे रहे हो कि उससे क्वेश्चन रिलेट करे. इट्स अ गुड थिंग कि आप चलें उनको उस पॉइंट पे लाना चाह रहे हैं, बट ये जो थोड़ा सा आपकी अप्रोच है और फ्लो में प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, मुझे नहीं मालूम कि क्यों आ रही है. पहले तो आप इस तरह से नहीं कर रहे थे तो आप
सर वो राइट वर्ड जैसे वो लेजिटिमेट अब जेन में क्लिक नहीं कर रहा था, वो कोई ऐसा वर्ड होता है जो फंस जाता
हाँ, तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ ना कि आप घर में प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर रहे बोलने की.
है. सर आज की थी वैसे.
ठीक है, आज की थी ना, तो दैट शुड बी ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस.
सर दूसरा ये जैसे ये भूटान वाला, अगर अपने नॉलेज के हिसाब से मुझे लगता था कि भूटान ही है, तो इसलिए मैंने
तो इसका मतलब आपको लग रहा है कि यहाँ से आपने इसको पढ़ा नहीं है, श्योर नहीं है ना. आपने पढ़ा हुआ था तो डेफिनेटली भूटान नहीं आता. ठीक है, आपने पढ़ा नहीं है, आपको लग रहा था कि ऐसा है, तो जो लग रहा नहीं है तो उसको फिर आप गेस की फॉर्म में ले जाएं रादर देन कि आप श्योर अप्रोच अडॉप्ट करें. और वो भी अगर आपको पैनल इस बात की इजाज़त दे रहा है, वो फ्रेंडली एटमोसफेयर में बैठा है, तो अदरवाइज जो है ना वो आप सॉरी कर लें. प्रैक्टिस बहुत ज़रूरी है क्योंकि जब तक आप प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेंगे आप फ्लो में नहीं आएंगे. ठीक है. ऑल्टरनेट अप्रोच, वर्डिंग की प्रॉपर वर्डिंग जो इंगेज हमने करनी होती है, एक इम्प्रॉपर वर्ड नहीं बोलना चाहिए, तो वो तो आपको प्रॉपर उस प्रैक्टिस के साथ ही आएंगे. तो आप उसको लें, अल्लाह खैर करेगा. तो बेस्ट ऑफ लक.